Welcome to Secrets of Earth. I'm Patrick Viersma, your guide into the world's most remote corners. Today, we enter the strangest theater in the natural world, a featureless underwater desert where one creature has mastered the art of never being itself. Imagine you are drifting across the seafloor of a shallow estuary in Indonesia. There are no vibrant coral towers here, no kelp forests to vanish into, no boulders to slip behind. Below you is nothing but a vast, almost featureless expanse of dark volcanic sand and silty mud. In the arithmetic of ocean survival, this landscape has no shelter, and no shelter means no second chances. And yet, in this killing field, there is an animal hunting in broad daylight. That last detail matters. Almost every octopus on Earth is a creature of the dark, nocturnal, secretive, slipping out to hunt only after the light fails. But this one moves openly across the open sand under the full tropical sun. And the reason it can do that, the reason it doesn't need darkness, doesn't need rocks, doesn't need any of the traditional armor of the deep, is that it carries its protection inside itself. It is a 2-foot-long enigma that wasn't known to science until a diver spotted it off the coast of Sulawesi, Indonesia in 1998. Scientists didn't formally describe it until 2001, and it wasn't officially named until 2005. Its name translates roughly as Wonderful Mimicking Octopus, Thaumoctopus mimicus. Most octopuses change color to match a background and stay still. The mimic does something of an entirely different order. It doesn't match its surroundings. It becomes other animals. It reads the identity of the predator at the door, cross-references it against a library of disguises refined over millions of years, and selects the mask most likely to make that predator back away. It is the ocean's only confirmed tactical shapeshifter, and it has been hiding in plain sight the whole time. To understand what the mimic octopus is doing, we have to start with the engineering of its body, because what this creature has built is not just a disguise kit. It is a distributed, real-time sensory and motor system of staggering sophistication. Let's begin with the skin. Like other cephalopods, the mimic is covered in chromatophores, thousands of tiny, elastic, pigment-filled sacs stretched across the surface, like pixels on a biological screen. Each sac is connected directly to the nervous system. By expanding or contracting individual clusters of chromatophores in milliseconds, the octopus can shift from a neutral sandy beige, its resting color, the color of the seafloor, to the high-contrast pattern of dark brown and white stripes that announces danger to any predator with working eyes. Beneath the chromatophores lie other specialized cells, iridophores, which reflect light to create iridescent greens and blues, and leucophores, which scatter light to produce white. Together, these layers give the mimic the ability not just to change color, but to replicate specific optical textures, to render the mottled pattern of the flatfish, the glossy banding of a sea snake's scales, the pale shimmer of a jellyfish bell, in real time across its entire body without any external reference. But the skin is only half the story. The other half is the nervous system controlling it. An octopus has roughly 500 million neurons, about the same number as a dog. But unlike a dog, where almost all of those neurons are centralized in the brain, an octopus distributes 2/3 of them throughout its arms. Each arm contains its own dense cord of neural tissue and clusters of ganglia, local processing sensors that can sense, decide, and act without waiting for instructions from the central brain. Some researchers describe it as having 9 brains, 1 central and 1 in each arm. This architecture matters enormously for what the mimic does. When it decides to become a flatfish, it cannot simply send a command to its arms and wait. The transformation requires 8 semi-independent limbs to coordinate a synchronized wave-like undulation, each arm moving in a specific sequence at a specific tempo to create the convincing ripple of a fish gliding across sand. That kind of real-time, full-body coordination is only possible because each arm is partly running its own show. The result is a performance that goes far beyond color. When the mimic impersonates a toxic flatfish, it pulls all 8 arms flush against its body, flattens its mantle, and glides forward using jet propulsion, replicating not just the shape of the fish, but its precise movement signature, its speed, even the subtle eye stalk position that a predator would recognize. The disguise passes not just physical inspection, but behavioral inspection. When it impersonates a lionfish, one of the ocean's most feared venomous predators, it spreads all 8 arms wide and holds them rigid, pulsing each limb to mimic the slow, hypnotic drift of the lionfish's venomous spines. Something inside the mimic knows that the lionfish moves this way, that its fins pulse at this rhythm, that its silhouette looks like this from below. Whether that knowledge is instinct, learned behavior, or something in between, we are still debating. But the output is unmistakable. The mimic is not simply running through a fixed set of disguises. What makes it genuinely extraordinary, what separates it from every other mimic in the natural world, is that it chooses. The most dramatic evidence of this comes from one of the most watched moments in cephalopod research. A mimic octopus is being harassed by a territorial damselfish, small, aggressive, relentless. The octopus could simply try to flee. Instead, it does something specific. It pushes 6 of its arms into a burrow in the sand. The 2 remaining arms extend outward, displaying their dark brown and white banding, and begins to ripple them in opposite directions, slow, sinuous, unhurried. The damselfish flees. What the mimic has produced in a matter of seconds is a convincing simulation of a banded sea snake, one of the most venomous animals in the Indo-Pacific, and one of the damselfish's most feared natural predators. The octopus assessed the specific threat, selected the specific disguise most likely to neutralize that predator, and executed it. This is not camouflage. Camouflage hides. What the mimic is doing is better classified as aggressive mimicry, using the identity of a dangerous animal as a weapon. It is the biological equivalent of answering a threat by holding up a badge that says, "You don't want this fight." The confirmed species list of what the mimic can impersonate is remarkable. At least 16 have been documented. Flatfish, sea snake, lionfish, stingray, cuttlefish, brittle star, snake eel, jawfish, blenny, mantis shrimp, ghost crab, hermit crab, jellyfish, sand anemone, sea cucumber, and feather star. Divers have reported others. The list is almost certainly not complete because the mimic's habitat, silty estuaries, turbid river mouths, featureless volcanic sand plains between 2 and 12 meters deep, is not a place that draws a lot of scientific cameras. There is another dimension to the mimic's tactical flexibility. It hunts with the same bag of tricks it uses to survive. Researchers who spend hundreds of hours watching these animals document two main hunting strategies. The first is what they call speculative bottom searching. The octopus spreads its web and arms flat across the sand like a slow-moving parachute, dragging its sucker-lined arm tips along the surface to detect anything hiding just beneath. Each sucker contains both touch sensors and chemoreceptors, which means the arms are simultaneously feeling and tasting the sand as they move. When a hidden shrimp or crab registers, the arm reacts. The second strategy is slow groping. The octopus reaches one or more arms deep into burrows and crevices in the sand, feeling blindly inside for whatever prey might be sheltering there. The arm explores independently, its local neural network processing what it finds without waiting for the central brain to weigh in. Across an average foraging session, a mimic catches something every 6.5 minutes. For an animal working a barren sand flat in broad daylight, that is a remarkable success rate, and it is a rate made possible by the disguise. The mimic can hunt in daylight, in the open, because anything watching has already been warned off. The costume isn't just protection, it is the condition that makes the entire hunting strategy possible. There is one fact about the mimic octopus that reframes everything else about it. And it is a fact that the original script of this creature's life rarely includes, because it is almost too strange to sit with. The mimic octopus lives for approximately 9 months. Not 9 years, 9 months. From hatching to death. The entire lifespan of this animal, the development of its nervous system, the acquisition of its disguise library, the execution of a hunting strategy that requires real-time behavioral assessment, the navigation of a barren and exposed seafloor in full daylight, all of it unfolds and concludes within a window shorter than a human pregnancy. Think about what that means. Every one of these transformations, every sea snake impression and lionfish pose and flatfish glide, every tactical decision about which predator is watching and which disguise will neutralize it, this is not the product of decades of experience. It is the product of months, perhaps weeks of active hunting. At some point in its brief life, a mimic octopus has its first encounter with a damselfish, and somehow, whether through instinct, rapid observation, or some form of learning that we cannot yet fully characterize, it deploys the correct response. 6 arms in the burrow, 2 waving in the sand. Sea snake, gone. That is not a reflex. Reflexes do not require the selection of one behavior from a catalog of 16. Whatever the mimic is doing, it involves something that looks, from the outside, like recognition, like the reading of a social situation and the selection of an appropriate response. Whether you want to call that intelligence is a philosophical question that octopus researchers have been arguing about for decades. The mimic's relatives have passed cognitive tests, used tools, recognized individual human faces, planned escape routes, and played. The mimic itself is extraordinarily difficult to study in captivity because it is sensitive, short-lived, and almost impossible to keep healthy in a tank. Most of what we know about it comes from those hours of footage taken in the silty river mouths of Sulawesi and Bali, a fragmented picture of a creature that has been operating in plain sight for millions of years, and that humans managed to overlook entirely until 1998. When a male mimic octopus mates, he uses a specialized reproductive arm called a hectocotylus to transfer a packet of genetic material to the female. Shortly after, that arm detaches. The male dies. The female lays her eggs, guards them through hatching, and then she dies too. The eggs hatch into larvae that float off alone into open water, carrying no knowledge from their parents, no instruction manual, no map, just a body and a nervous system that, in a few weeks, will need to be capable of all of it. Whatever the mimic knows, it arrives knowing it, or figures it out fast enough that the difference barely matters. We share this planet with millions of stories, most of them unfolding in the silence of the deep or the shadows of the canopy. The mimic octopus reminds us that intelligence doesn't require a long life to be remarkable, and that power doesn't always come from size or strength. Sometimes, the greatest weapon in the world is the ability to be whatever the moment requires, while remaining, underneath it all, something entirely your own. Thank you for journeying with me into the world of the mimic octopus. I'm Patrick Viersba. There are many secrets of Earth, if you only know where to listen. I'll see you on the next horizon. Until then, follow our coordinates by subscribing to or following the show. It ensures that you never miss a step into the unknown.